This is Facebook, this is InfoStream, this is modern technology. Sag is die geklingel van die klokke van tegnologie. As if politics is not enough in this day of age. Welkom InfoStreamers, ons het vandag 'n string van goeie gehad met so agter mekaar. Die een die ander een hel gegee het, maar weet julle wat? Ons is op die lug. Alles het vanoggend gerestart. Ek ook, almal. More important, we got a special guest from all the way from Paarl, and that's Andy. Andy, welcome to us. Welcome to Namibia.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I brought the weather with me. It's nice.
And you got Angela. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
I think Angela needs no introduction because she's been on the show before. She's from Chilled Beverages. Andy, I assume you are also from Chilled Beverages.
Well, no.
Not.
No,
Okay.
I'm from a company based in Cape Town called Real Africa Trading, but we trade as We Got Spirits.
Yeah.
And Angela very kindly decided to become our distributor of our products here in Namibia. So, yeah, she took on our products about a year ago?
Yes.
About a year ago now. So, yeah, and this is finally my first trip up here. So I've had to apologise I didn't do it earlier, but it's we're busy in South Africa and now it's time to focus on Namibia.
It's all well. The whole thing is it's just as long as it happens sometime or the other. You know, that's the most important part. Is that that it's sad if it doesn't happen. You know, if we know that you're coming to visit us, you come to see us, that you do get here sometime or the other.
Well, we timed it perfectly because we're in all the bottle stores. Well, nearly all the bottle stores around Windhoek and other places in Namibia. So now it's time to sit in places that we're sat now and get it behind bars and on the optic shelves and restaurants and all of those places where people spend a bit more money outside of their own house.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I did say to Angela, let's try and do it on a Food Friday. But the nice thing now is that we will actually talk about the new range in Namibia today, and then we're going to have another Food Friday, maybe without you, but we nevertheless going to have it, and then we're going to do some food pairing with some of the products.
100%.
Yeah, I think that's going to be. What we'll do is we'll WhatsApp you some food. It will most probably be a good eland or gemsbok or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We can watch. I've got some friends who can actually braai because they won't let the Englishmen braai for them. And then just send us the menu and we'll braai and we'll virtually be there with you.
It's actually so unfair because there's nothing wrong with the Englishman braai.
That's some of my mates say.
Yeah. I mean, my daughter's engaged to a Scotsman. I think Clive. Yeah, Clive is Scottish. He also plays in the Cape Town Dragoon Guards, still bagpipe, but nevertheless, as wine farmer, he's doing fairly okay with both his Afrikaans and his braai skills. As a matter of fact, he loves cooking rather on the stove and preparing food that way. But every now and then, when you sort of like just give him a little bit of encouragement, then he's sort of like quick to say, "Okay, let's get the fire going." And let's talk about just first of all. Where are you from? Second of all, I want to know a little bit more about the business.
Okay, so I'm obviously originally from England. Moved over here 6 years ago. I met some guys who own a business called Real Africa Trading and have these wonderful products that they have made in Scotland. So they're made in Loch Lomond, which is, for me, one of the best distilleries, if not the best distillery in the world. Yeah. Especially for whiskey, it's synonymous with whiskey rather than white spirits. But they've also got an arm to their business where they have the ability to make white spirits. So why not do it all under one roof in one house? And basically what, what happened was...
You want some water?
No, I'm all good. I'm all good.
Good.
Then I'm going to have some whiskey instead. And then,
I thought so much. I thought that much in any case, yeah.
And then what happened was the labels were made to mainly export into Africa. Yeah. But realised they were that good that South Africans should also drink it. And then after that, it was a bit of on a whim, really. I started sort of looking at Namibia and how easy it was to get the products in and contacted Angela and then she took them on. So, yeah, they're good. They're doing very well in South Africa and I'm sure they're going to do very well up here. So yeah, it's good. We're based in Pardon Island, and I live in Paarl.
Fantastic. InfoStream as julle kan saamgesels 'n nuwe reeks van produkte waar ons vandag gesels. Nie Food Friday nie, maar dit maak nie saak nie. Wanneer dit kom by produkte en inligting wat julle nodig het, deel ons dit baie graag met julle op hierdie Dinsdagoggend, Andy. Al die pad uit Suid-Afrika wat kom kuier hierso. Terwyl ons Andy, just before we go on, I just need to put one or two ads up. Daar is Alstad se advertensie, ouens. Dit is hierdie week. Kyk, Dinsdag het hulle vandag op hulle menu het hulle beef lasagna met 'n lekker slaaitjie. So as jy daar 'n draai wil gaan maak, doen so. En dan het ons 'n nuwe advertensie gekry vir die winterfees. Daar is die advertensietjie. Dit is met Kevin Herbs, 'n groot biertent daar by Elisenheim. En dan dit is die Tannery, beter bekend as die Tannery. En dan ook is daar later 'n lekker opskop met die Koffie Kapelle. Ons wil vinnig ook net vir Abigail dankie sê vir haar advertensies. En dan baie belangrik, dit is Dinsdag, maar saam met elke lekker drinkdingetjie sit ons Jok Duvenage se postertjie op. Bushman Meat Supplies, 08128122421. So baie dankie daarvoor. En dan ook Dirkas. Ons gaan môre lekker gesels oor 'n rally, die Tara rally van Heertyd Total Tara rally is op ons voordeur en ek en Fransjo gaan by MZ Motors môre daaroor gesels, maar dis Motoring Wednesday vir julle. Goeiemôre aan Jeannie Benny Smith. Sy sê goeiemôre. Ek sien julle is daarom aan die gang vanoggend. InfoStream is back to Andy. Right, let's tackle the products one by one. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put it on the screen. And I've marked this just 1430. Tell us more about this product.
Okay, so it's actually called Circa 1430. And the reason being is that in the year circa 1430, Monk Isidore was the first person to claim that they knew how to make a vodka, and this was the first vodka recipe was in 1430.
That's interesting.
On the label is the monastery that he was in when this happened, and on all of our merchandise and everything that is emblazoned across the back. So it's very cool, and that's exactly where the name came from.
But I'm absolutely astounded because I noticed that some of this particular vodka received some awards. If that is what those little stickers represented, maybe you could tell us more about that.
Much to Angela's disgust, they've all received international awards.
Okay.
And it's not our fault, but the suppliers have run out of stickers, and that's just because we've sold so many, obviously. Okay. But we have won IWS silvers, IWSC silvers on this. This achieved 94 out of 100 at the IWSC. Which is an incredible score. It's one below gold. It's internationally recognised. The Aurora International Challenger double gold.
I see that. Yeah, I noticed that.
And the same at the Merit Awards. So they're South African awards, and this is they're all internationally recognised. But the IWSC, we have to send that product to the UK to get blind tasted, and that's where it gets scored. So this sits in the top bracket of vodkas.
I was actually about to ask you about that because we talk about. I've attended in South Africa a brandy tasting evening. Very few people have the opportunity of that. That's rather unique. Not very different from whiskey tasting, but I've never actually heard of a vodka tasting. So how do they actually do it?
So they have to do it blind tasting because I think if you were to put a bottle of 99 Rand vodka in front of somebody, which this isn't, I'm just saying, or 99 Namibian dollars in front of somebody, there might be a preconception of what it's going to be and taste like from a judge. So rather, it's in a glass, they don't know what it is, they taste it, and then afterwards, then the price point comes in, then the units that are sold comes into it, and that's how they create the score. But it's got to start blind tasting, or else, like I said, there'll be preconceptions from the judges that it's going to be a nasty liquid inside.
Andy, if I may ask you, do you know what the criteria is? Is there a smell? Is there a taste? What is it?
They're so.
Was it?
It's funny because like this could enter one award and get a double gold, and then it could enter another award and not get a medal. That hasn't happened to it, but with products that I've worked in the past has. So it very much comes down to the taste of the expert who is judging it. It's the same with wine. You know, someone might like a Pinotage, a certain
or a
type
Merlot.
of Shiraz,
Yeah.
and then when they taste something like a Pinot Noir or a Cab Sav, it just might not be their thing. So, yeah, it's kind of horses for courses. So
Yeah.
some people love the awards, some people hate them, or are very dubious about them. But that's why we always enter the ones that are internationally recognised, because we know that the judging panels are not only fair, but they've got the expertise to come up with the right answers.
We got another message here from Stephen Lochner. We had them on the show yesterday. Proud dad and son, and they are opening now the new Yellowstone. And I'm going to read the message here. He said, "We would like to invite them to come do a tasting at Yellowstone on Saturday with the live show." Now, this Saturday, they are opening Yellowstone, a new facility just nearby Windhoek, as a matter of fact, just outside, with a coffee shop, with a restaurant, with a bar, with an outside arena. And the beauty of it is it's all in the bush. So, Angela, I will share that information with you and give you Stephen Lochner. There's a junior and a senior, but just say Stephen, then both react to it. Yeah. And then maybe you can go and talk to them about your range and find out if they would want it on their menu.
They will.
I think they but Stephen, thank you very much for the message. I'll send it to you. And please, I remind you again to send me information and also confirmation if someone will talk on Monday about the future events at Yellowstone. Good. There we got another ad from Frosties. Darren, bye, donkey. I think some of these products here will go well with your gourmet ice. That is always the case. And then also we got Recon Auto, Marius Horn, bye, dankie vir julle advertensies. Bets Marie, Impact Studios, ook vir jou designs. En ja, dit het rof gegaan die afgelope dag of twee om alles reg te kry. And then Nambrew, I got my Nambrew jacket. Nambrew Sharky, bye, dankie, hierdie baadjie werk lekker. Dis wintertyd, die langmou enetjie kom nader. Andy, again, welcome to InfoStream, welcome to Namibia. Let's tackle the next product. I'm going to put it up here, and that is the Royal Falcon. Good.
Oh, this is my favourite. This is my favourite, the Royal Falcon whiskey. So again, it's a 3-year-old blend, made in Scotland, obviously, at Loch Lomond. And what we've done with this is we've made it slightly different to most blends in the fact that we have put a little bit of peatiness in there, which is unusual for a blend. You can smell that sort of peatiness, which is more synonymous.
Yes.
Synonymous with the Isles, really, of Scotland, is where you get your peaty whiskey, your Taliskas, your Lafroigs, that sort of thing. So what that has done for the whiskey is that it's made it incredibly diverse. So if you like it over rocks, if you like it neat, if you want a bit of water in there, it's perfect for that, but also for cocktails. Unbelievable for cocktails.
I can imagine. Quickly explain to me, this is WHISKY and not
Yes.
EY.
Good question.
Listen to this and learn from the masters themselves. It's a
Okay.
whiskey with a Y and not an EY.
Yeah, so Y, Scottish.
Y
Y, Scottish. EY, Irish.
Yeah, that's right.
It's as simple as that. So, the best way to remember it is Ireland is in Gaelic Air, E-I-R-E.
Oh, I love
so
that.
there's
Love
EY.
the accent.
EY. So, no E is Scottish, so just the Y. And if it's got the E, it's Air, which is Irish.
And
So,
the other day I had the absolute fantastic opportunity to talk to a whiskey. The guy is very knowledgeable, Gerard Moorman. From Steampunk Lounge. I think, Angela, you must also stop by if you haven't already, because he's a whiskey connoisseur, but he also got, I think, the biggest selection of whiskies in his bar. And then we were talking about the single malts, we were talking about price, and one of the questions was, what determines a good whiskey? And what is a good whiskey? My answer to him was, it's the whiskey you can afford, and not necessarily the one where you say to your friends, you take it out of the box and say, "Well, this was only $4,500 Namibian dollars. You know, it's a single malt." And then I realized, and he actually agreed with me, and he said to me, "Let's talk about the processes, you know, about the one and the other and the likes, but we're not going to go into that. We're going to focus on your range."
I think it's the one you can afford to enjoy.
I think so. I think so. Yeah, no, of course.
Absolutely. I think it's similar whiskey to wine in a degree, in that you kind of know what you like. So I personally like a really peaty whiskey, and it, like, you open the bottle and it smells like Dettol. I mean, like, it smells like TC, you know, disinfectant. That's perfect for me. Other people like a lot sort of smoother, subtle, a subtle whiskey, and it's because there's so many varieties of whiskey, and then you've got the bourbons and the mash, which we won't even go into. There's so many different types. People like to put Coca-Cola in it. Some people like to put ginger ale in it and everything like that. So,
But that's actually insane. But they should be crucified. I mean, if they put for the distiller and the people working with whiskey, they spend years and years to take all the water out, and then we come and we put the water back. It's absolutely crazy, you know.
But yeah, it's horses for courses. It's like some people like Pinotage, some people like Cab Sav, and they're completely
I'm a
different
guy,
wines.
give me Cab Sav. But I make hou ook van 'n versnit.
But it's still red wine, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's still red wine.
That's true. That's
Still
true.
red wine.
Yeah, very much so. Leonora van Zyl, môre. Ooh, Louis says sy gin. Daar is boodskapies, we got messages here, and then Leonora van Zyl sê, wens ek was daar. She wished that she could have joined us this morning. In any case, she was also referring to the comment by Yellowstone, the invite that you guys got. But you won't be here. You're going back. You fly with Angela.
Cancel all her plans.
Well, I could tell you one thing. If you've been to Yellowstone and you've tasted their food, because they prepare everything outside on the fire, well, most of it. And the lady that's the chef there, she's absolutely marvelous. And she's remarkable with, you know, what she prepared, what she can do on a fire. And that's typical of Namibia. We like a braai kwaai bra. We that's what we do. You know, and just when you're tired of having a braai, we make another one.
Yeah.
You know? And when you're done with that one, we're preparing the next one.
Okay, cool.
There we go. Let's tackle your next product. I'm also going to put that slide up here.
Yeah, please do.
That is the gin.
Yeah, this is our sort of newest product, and this is just such good fun. This is such good fun. So, not to backtrack too much, but each one of these products we attach to like a part of South African culture.
Yeah.
Initially, so the whiskey we attach to fringe sports, your darts, your pool, things that happen in bars. And we hosted the Royal Falcon Darts Invitational in South Africa just after COVID. And it was the biggest darts competition we'd ever had in South Africa. 50,000 rand prize money, winner takes all. We even helped one of the guys go and fly over to the World Championships in Alexandra Palace. So that was cool. The vodkas was attached to more the sort of party scene, DJs, mixtapes.
Yeah,
huge
for the younger
offbeats.
generation.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
absolutely,
more the wild bunch.
Well, no, yeah, I'm not excluding people.
Yeah,
But,
no, of course.
But like mixtapes, you know, Afro House, Amapiano and stuff like that. So that was really cool. We did like a cruise off the back of it and stuff. Now this one we attached to local artists. So when we did the Cape Town Gin and Tonic Festival, we got an amazing graffiti artist called Falco One, who is famous for graffitiing elephants. That's his thing.
Okay,
so obviously Pink Elephant Gin was perfect, and he designed our bar. If you go onto our Instagram page, you'll see some stuff there. It all got a little bit out of control. Drink responsibly, unless you're near us. And then
or with us.
Yeah. Well, they were with us, weren't they?
Yeah, or with.
Yeah. So it's a typical London dry gin, but what we've done with this one, just to make it stand alone from the rest, when you smell it, you'll see that there's a bit of citrus in there on the front end, and then all of a sudden the earthiness hits you on the back end. But it's a tempting drink.
But it is. You can, and it's very neatly displayed, kind of sort of like integrated on the logo, on the bottle. You know, your citrus. I like the Pink Elephant one here, but it's true to the actual bouquet or the smell that you get from here. Very nice.
And,
Very
that's it. Like all of these are very smooth. Like for instance, the vodka is triple distilled. So what that does is each distillation takes out ethanol and it takes out the methane gas and it takes out all of that. So when you smell it, usually you smell vodka and it reminds you of bad times when you were 16 and didn't have a lot of money. You can hardly smell that.
No, you can't.
So for cocktails,
No, you
absolutely
can't.
perfect.
That's quite interesting.
It's kind of like, I jokingly say, a dangerous vodka.
I think it is.
You can't smell
I
it.
actually think it is.
But in cocktails and martinis and things like that, absolutely superb. So yeah, they're all very smooth products. Like these two, especially for like large-scale cocktails and cocktail days and evenings at your bar, brilliant. And then of course this is just unbelievably versatile. So yeah.
InfoStreamers, ons is nou weer terug. Ons gesels lekker met Andy al die pad uit die Kaap uit, daar van die Parel af. Gou advertensietyd en dan is ons weer terug by julle. Onthou net vanaand spesiale uitsending 5:30. Saam met Paul Klein en Dr. Jochie Brennan. Ons gaan 'n bietjie praat oor 'n groot veiling wat eersdaags gaan plaasvind by Hartbeespoort. Maar dit is 'n spesiale uitsending vanaand. So dit moet julle nie mis nie, 5:30 op InfoStream. Ons is nou weer terug by julle.
Vader, vir ons op Vrydag.
Ja, stil bespreek.
Here we go. Ons is weer terug. Baie dankie vir julle wat saam kuier, saam gesels vandag. Is lekker, dit raak bietjie koelerig. Ek dink ons kan verseker sê dat winter is op die stoep. Ek het gisterand het ek met alles wat ek het, my hande en my voete het ek onder in Dubai geslaap. So ek dink ons moet ons regmaak hierdie week vir 'n koelerige week en naweek. Maar môre lekker 'n motoring Wednesday. François, Lottering en ek gaan kuier daar by MZ Motors, ons gaan praat rally sake. Maar ons is uitgenooi om by MZ se koffieshop te gaan kuier. Môre ons gaan van daar af uitsaai. Donderdagoggend met Health and Wellness het ek 'n baie spesiale gas. En ons gaan praat oor home health. En die hele gesprek gaan rondom dit wat belangrik is in jou huishouding om seker te maak dat die omgewing en jy, jou kinders almal gesond is en nie blootgestel word aan sekere kieme aspekte van ongesondheid of ongesond wees nie. Een van hulle is baie interessant, tuberkulose. Ons praat nie altyd baie daaroor nie, maar ek het 'n dokter wat donderdag oggend saam met ons gaan kuier en dan Vrydag is Food Friday. Dit gaan weer 'n lekker gesprek wees, 'n surprise op sy eie. Back to Andy, yes, thank you again for the nice chat. We're going to recap some of the products and hopefully InfoStream and Angela, we already closely linked, and I must thank her again for what she has done in the past, always on short notice. But I think that's very much the nature of the show, is that we try and do things in a very spontaneous manner, rather than sort of like pre-planned. I sometimes believe the sooner, the quicker, the better. It's more effective than anything else.
No, absolutely.
Now let's talk about future plans for Namibia. What do you have planned? Before you answer, I just want to throw a spanner in the works. Before you answer, why not bring some of the festivals to Namibia? You talk about them and my mouth is watering. Okay.
Luckily, we don't own the festivals because I need to sleep at night. That's fine. But there's Angela and Chill Bev have filled my diary for the next, like from yesterday all the way till Thursday when I leave again, and we're meeting some really cool places, including where we're sat now. And we've had great discussions this morning about pushing the brand out there, but also supporting the same sort of things that we support in South Africa, you know, and sporting events. And we've been talking about the events that are already happening here. So rather than us trying to tread on people's toes, I think rather let's support those events and see where we can add some value, not just try and bombard people with stock and say, please go and sell that. And put our, but actually let's support, make sure that the brand is sustainable for a start, and make sure it's sustainable for the client as well and for our customers. So yeah, I'll be working closely with Angela to try and get those things over the line, and hopefully you'll start seeing more and more of these, not just on shelves and behind bars and on optic shelves, but actually supporting events.
I think so. I think that's rather important. We had a couple of interesting events the past months. The market to a certain extent can be seen as slightly saturated, and for the simple reason, when I say that, I have to sort of like just make sure that you understand my thinking, is we've got a very small population. So in terms of demand and supply, it's very, very different from South Africa. We got small towns. People think Namibia, what a vast country, and yes, open spaces, and there's a very small population. So I do understand that the consumer market may be a very difficult one to apprehend and to compete and contend with, but always space for new products.
Yeah, and if we can show that we're supporting the market, supporting the industry, supporting the locals, then I think it's always a good thing. And look, we're not a company that just dumps the product and goes, please go and sell that. Give us a shout when you've run out. We need to help people sell it. And you know,
I think so.
We've got all the T-shirts and the merchandise, and but there's also other ways of making sure that people's events can go ahead, as well as everybody winning out of it, and also the customer enjoying top-class products.
Thank you very much. And South Africa always connected by the hip with Namibia, no doubt about that. You got a full program. Angela asked me that we need to speed up the broadcast a little bit. I do appreciate that. I appreciate your time today. But before we do anything, I just quickly want to also refer to a big event that's happening. The 10th to the 15th of June. A sporting event in Namibia, slightly unknown to a lot of people, but Namibia is very proud to host the 4th International Hunting Rifle Shooting World Championships. They had to put in a bid for that. They won it. It's from the 10th to the 15th of June at a beautiful lodge, Uchiva Safari Lodge. It's near Okania. And there are some of the posters. And I'm so proud that they've asked me to broadcast there on the first day of registration on the 10th, and then also on the Saturday with the prize giving. And there's our logo with NHRSA. So this association for me is a very proud one. And that's the kind of thing we're talking about. You know, these guys are serious about the sport. Culture in Namibia is developing slowly but surely. More movements are coming to the fore. And I'm thinking of one that very few people know about. And that's actually Stand-Up Comedy Club in Namibia. One of our guys, Joe White, went to America a couple of years ago and represented Namibia on a big international arts festival. So in saying that, these things do happen at certain places, hotels and studios. And they need support, you know, they need to also to move on. I know stand-up comedy in South Africa is huge, it's big. You know, the single artist on piano or guitar in clubs, that's very, very big. One of my favorite bands, by the way, is Sunset Sweatshop. I don't know if they still exist.
Even I know them. No.
Oh, they are fantastic. Last word from you, floor is yours.
Well, guys, just mainly get hold of Chilled Bev, because they're the only distributor that we are going to be working with in Namibia. So you may have seen our products on the shelves already. I'm up here this week to really push the envelope on what we're doing, and also open discussions where we can support and help other businesses by giving you top class product, but also if there's events coming up, if there's things, we have an amazing marketing company embedded in the company who do weird and wonderful things. So go and look on the social media pages and you'll see how high end and high quality that is. So even just from like marketing posters, digital assets, and things like that, we can create those for you guys, and make sure that we're supporting the product all the way along the way. But certainly, please contact Angela, contact Chilled Bev. I'm sure you can give contact details now, and then let's go from there. We're open to discuss weird, wacky, out of the box. Let's do something different. Let's step outside of the norm, and let's have some fun.
I'm gonna talk to Angela because we've started with a pilot program last Saturday. It's called the Bearded Brothers and Fab Food Nam. So what we are doing is myself and Chef Rousseau Hill, we're going to various places, and we're going to go and taste food. We're not going to make it necessarily, but we're going to discover interesting places. Past Saturday, we went to Cops Farm, and we had the most delicious steak prepared for us. Nice. So maybe I'll knock on Angela's door and ask if Chilled Beverages don't want to support this series. It's going to be Bearded Brothers and Fab Food Nam. Maybe we can work something out, but I'll discuss that with her. Angela?
Baie dankie.
Her voice is back. Yippee! Angela kan praat.
She's good there.
I'm trying.
You've done well. Ek sê vir jou duisend dankies, dis regtig 'n voorreg. En weer eens baie dankie vir jou moeite. Dit is so spontaan. Ek dink nie eers daaraan nie. It's really one of those, we spoke to each other, we never really met, but we have actually met because her father and myself, we are bikers. And then from the first day that we met, we kind of it was like, oh, ons ken mekaar jare. You know, it's an old friend of mine, so I appreciate that. And that's typical InfoStream. Dankie meneer.
Thank you, sir.
I thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Baie dankie vir jou. Ek sê jou later 'n drukkie vir jou. Okay. Thanks guys. InfoStreamers, onthou môre Motoring Wednesday. Daar van MZ af ons gegaan met die legende gesels. En ons gaan die postertjies hou, die posters dop. Baie belangrik. Onthou vanaand se uitsending by die Agra Auction Ring 6:30 met Paul Klein en Dr. Jochie Bredenhan. 'n baie belangrike uitsending vir ons. Ons is so trots om deel te wees daarvan. Ek kan nie vir julle sê nie, ek skoon hartseer, want dat ouens van daai formaat kom en sê, Dirkas, hou aan wat jy doen. Dit wat jy doen is awesome vir Namibia. 'n Platform vir Namibiërs. Kom asseblief en saai vanaand by ons uit. Dis top klas sakemanne en boere in Namibia en dan die groot veldskiet kompetisie. Love you all. Cheers.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and you can also WhatsApp us. Please do us a favor and like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon, so you can get an update when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for now, hope to see you next time.